Hey guys, it's Nick here with Up My Racing. Getting ready for the 2025 autocross season and figured I'd get a little video together of what the Nova is, since you've seen it in a couple videos me racing. So yeah, here it is. This is a 1974 Chevy Nova Custom. This has been in my family since it was purchased in April of 1974 at Hawkeye Motors in Burlington, Iowa. It was my uncle's car. He daily drove it. Originally had a 6-cylinder, and he wanted it something a little bit more fuel efficient back when the gas wars in the early 70s were going on. But he drove it for about 135,000 miles. Parked it around 2009 when the engine was making a weird noise. Sounded like a bad lifter. Parked in the barn for a while, had a whole bunch of bat poop on it. I'll throw in a couple pictures here in the video of what it looked like when I got it. But yeah, I purchased it in May of 2020 and done a lot of work since then, as you can see. The body is all original. There's no Bondo anywhere in the car, but there is a fair share of Iowa rust. The rear bumper on this car was pretty rusty when we got it. I swapped that out since, but you can still see there's some rust in the wheel arches and the front fenders. I do have a set of quarter skins and NOS fenders up there sitting on the shelf to replace it with one day, but I'm more worried about performance and driving it than making it look pretty. Have buffed the paint a couple times since then. But yeah, so gone is a 6-cylinder. It currently has a 5.3 Junkyard LS. This came out of a Silverado, 2001 Silverado with over 200,000 miles on it. Got it for $500. It's been in and out a couple times, fixing some oil leaks and whatnot. But it has a Summit truck cam. I think they call it a stage 3 cam, but it's pretty close to the BTR Chuck Norris cam. It's got lifters and oil pump, just basic stuff. So it probably makes in the neighborhood of 400 horsepower, and that is good enough for me right now. But sometime in the future, it will receive forced induction, probably in the form of a turbo. But yeah, pretty simple. Electric fan. The front bumper is cut and sectioned on the inside, not the outside. I don't know if you can kind of see it under there, but just the end caps of the inner support of the bumper remain. I shed about 50 pounds out of the 100-pound bumper just by cutting out the center metal right there. Moving on back, it's got a Turbo 350. It originally came with a Turbo 350, but this one is a new one. It's been rebuilt. It's got a full B&M shift kit, valve body, torque converter, the works. Runs pretty hard. It'll chirp the tires going into second gear from a dig. Stock rear end, 8.5 10-bolt. As you can see, there is nothing on the ends of it. I'm waiting for my rear brakes to show up. I'm putting discs on for this year. For the fuel injection, we got a Tanks Inc. Fuel injection tank. The original one was fine, and I ran it with an inline pump for a while, but upgraded to this one. It's got the 255 pump in the tank. Pretty quiet, and it is providing really well for the power right now, so can't complain. Since I do autocross this thing, I have gone through all the suspension. It's nothing special. It's actually pretty budget, good budget, not super cheap, but I figured I should probably add a little bit about how I got into autocross, especially with a old muscle car. So I've always heard about autocross. I think I first saw it on an episode of Roadkill way back when, and when I was up at Iowa State for college, Buddy and I decided to participate in the Iowa State Automotive Club. They host a spring autocross. So I had my Mustang, he had his Mustang, and we decided just to give it a shot. Needless to say, we were hooked on it. And when I moved back to the Quad Cities after college, I got involved with the Great River Region SCCA Club, and they have been great. It's a smaller group compared to other SCCA regions, but they're a great group of people, good variety of cars, a lot of knowledgeable people, always willing to help you out. And started with my Mustang, ran that for a season, and then I got to meet Nick Barnett. If you don't know who he has a 72 Nova, big single turbo LS, and he drives the heck out of that car on the autocross course. He's competed at a couple cam challenges and the UMI autocross, autocross challenge, and King of the Mountain. So he's a serious guy. He knows how to wheel that car. And once I took a ride with him for the first time, I knew that I had to do my Nova Pro Touring / autocross. Before, it was just kind of a driver car, just your typical 70s muscle car. But after riding with him, I'm like, crap, now I really got to build a Pro Touring Nova. And this is nothing like his car, but maybe one day we'll get it there. So there's a quick story. In the front, we have got the oh so popular eBay control arms. A lot of people don't like these, but if you replace the ball joints, they're pretty darn good. I don't know what the caster in them is right now, but I'm thinking it's about 5 to 6 degrees. I have it moved back as far as I can, the upper control arm, and we do have the Gold Strand mod done. If you don't know what that is, you should definitely look it up. I think the Pro Touring forum website has a lot of good information, but this is from Dick Goldstrand. He figured out that if you move the mounting points of your upper control arm down and just ever so slightly back, that it will give you a better camber curve through suspension travel and give you a little bit better caster. Then we got, I think this is an 1.25 inch sway bar. I believe it's from ST Suspension. It's a big beefy unit, can't lie there. For our shocks, we have the Viking hybrid coilover. You can get this from CPP. It is a Viking double adjustable shock with a CPP 550 pound spring. I have heard that those CPP springs aren't actually 550 pounds, but it's a stiff ride. And once you adjust the coilovers for autocross, it definitely works pretty well. It's not, the best thing out there, but for the price, you can't really beat it. Moving on back. Oh, actually, we have a quick ratio steering box. This is out of a 94 Jeep Cherokee. It is factory 12.7 to 1, and it cost me $75 at the junkyard, so why wouldn't I? Definitely quickens the feel though compared to the stock Nova. Subframe connectors on the car. Pretty much every unibody car needs those. The rear setup is even more simple. I think these are Detroit Speed Leafs. They are their Pro Touring or high rate springs. I think it's like 195 pounds per inch spring rate, which is a pretty good improvement over stock. It also lowers it about an inch. And then you can see in there, I've got inboard shocks. That is the Performance Online kit. I had to run that because when I first put this car together, going through it after I bought it, I found out that the upper shock mounts were pretty rusty, and I wanted bigger tires in the future, so worked out pretty well to go with that POL kit. I am looking to get some double adjustables for the rear this year, so I will keep you all updated on that. But yeah, interior, pretty simple. These are bucket seats out of an early 2000s Hyundai Tiburon. Plenty comfortable. Just had to screw or drill some new holes in the floor for them. Can't complain. Done 2 power tours on them, and much more comfortable than a bench seat or even factory bucket seats. Got the dash torn apart right now. I'm redoing the gauges that were in there. The stock cluster is out, and I got a set of cheap Amazon special gauges, and they work pretty good. The speedometer never worked before, so now that I have this one, it works out pretty good. So working on that right now. Brake setup. Just got these put on last week. These are C5 Corvette Z06 rotors and calipers. These were a takeoff from a buddy who also does autocross. And these are just on the factory drum brake hubs and spindles. You can kind of see them back there. And then it uses a adapter bracket for the caliper, and that's from Core 3. They do a whole bunch of these early brake conversion kits, just from the brackets all the way out to your big brake. They use like the ZR1 type brakes on some of these, but this should be a definite upgrade over the 10.5-inch discs that were in the front before. That was just from a conversion kit I got way back when. And then on the rear, we're gonna go with a Bayer 10.5-inch Classic Series disc brake that will allow me to run the 15-inch wheels with my drag radials on it in the future. So yeah, this is pretty much the Nova. Getting some work done. We got less than 3 weeks until the first autocross of the season with Great River Region. So cranking on this. Need to finish up the brakes and the gauges. And then we got some fresh tires over here. First time on 200 treadwear tires. So that will be exciting, and can't wait to see what those are like. Yeah, there's your quick update on the Nova, and plan to get some better footage this year for autocross. So keep an eye out for that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.